Yeah, well, that's Mike. You know, like you saw CEO Taku, and he's beating people he should not be beating. Like, okay, Mike Z at CEO Taku versus Alzarath. Like, oh, Alzarath has that in the bag. Nope, 2 years in a row, Alzarath loses in top eight on stage against Mike Z. And Mike has no right to be winning that because the matchup is so strong for Alzarath, and Alzarath is such an amazing, amazing player. Amazing player. He shouldn't be losing it, but he does because Mike Z gets in your head and makes you do stupid stuff. That's how Mike Z is, and if I feel terrible losing against him on that, but Mike Z's not an idiot, you know. He actually does think a lot about what he does. When you have a gorilla type character, which Mike, you know, Potemkin's not a gorilla, he's a grappler, but he can do stuff where it's just like, oh, I just did 6H and there goes the third of your health. So he has gorilla elements in there. And when you have that kind of character, it might seem like is the person behind the wheel is dumb, or they don't have to think hard. Mike Z really, really does think hard. He's trained and done so much stuff behind the scenes that you don't know about. Where if you end up actually getting past the level that it looks like Mike Z's dumb, he's got 3 or 4 different levels ready where he sees, oh, you've done that? Great, now I'm switching to this. And you can actually see that if you look at my top, or my first to 50 against Mike. The instant I start changing things up, he switches around. And even right from the beginning, I've watched so many of these games where I watch how Mike Z is played and how he plays against other people, and I see him do those patterns against other people. So I'll try and abuse that, but he'll never do it against me because he knows I know that. He really does know all that kind of stuff, you know? It really is he's not small brain in the slightest, but it looks like Potemkin does stuff like that. So let's see here. Mike Z's quite the nemesis player, so to speak, in terms of poker play style. Oh yeah, I get, yeah, it gets in your head. That's exactly it, right? Like there's footage out there, for example, me in a tournament against Mike, and I'm stuck. I'm waking up next to him. Smooth brain, that's a good description. I'm waking up next to him. He does his overhead. What's that? 6P? Was his headbutt? He'll do his headbutt, and I'll get hit by it, but I'll barely take any damage, and I'll get knocked down again, and I'll wake up, and he does 6P again, and he does it 4 times in a row, and none of those times I block high, because the wrong answer, 6K, thanks, because the wrong answer is to block low, or to block high. If I block high and he chooses low, the amount of punishment is so much greater than getting hit with 6K. It's almost like me getting hit with 6K and the 6K combo 4 times in a row equals 1 low. You know, if he starts with 2K. So the right option is to block low, even if I'm getting hit with high. Block low, like just don't guess. Do the safe option. And so he'll get in my head, right? If I've blocked low 6 times or 4 times in a row, and I keep getting hit with overhead, you know what's gonna happen the 5th time? We all know what's gonna happen the 5th time. We all know it. I'm gonna block high, and then I get hit by low, right? So the option, the right answer, is block low and try to block high if you see it. If I mess it up, not as much of a punish. So that's just how it is. And Mike is so strong when it comes to Okazeme. If you've got knocked down next to him, you've lost the round. So you really have to avoid getting that position. And a lot of Potemkin is avoiding the situation, not dealing with the situation, avoiding it. So like you saw when I won the game right there earlier, I was running. I was, you know, run poke kind of thing. He gets closer to me, go around, run poke, and use his lack of maneuverability against him, because that's how you have to win. You don't play Guilty Gear against him. You play the Potemkin mix up. Yeah.